When I was new in the investment and finance industry, one of my first mentors uh, pulled me aside one day. And my role at the time was a lot of admin stuff, but also putting together some research on potential investments. And I think he had some concern about my approach or my methodology to finding things or putting together an investment case. But nonetheless, he pulled me aside and he gave me some advice. He said, the investment world and investing, it's much more of an art than it is a science. Now, at the time, this kind of bummed me out because, well, I'd just come out of university where I'd learnt all the technical stuff, how to do financial modeling and putting together portfolios and all the math. I learnt it all. I thought I was pretty good at it. It all made sense, and so my approach was highly technical, highly scientific, let's say. And now he's telling me that, well, that's only a small part of the story. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing. But what I learned and what he was trying to teach me was that there's a lot of the subconscious that's involved in investing. There's a lot more intuition that comes from, yes, that can come from studying and things like that, but a lot more intuition that comes from experience and from making mistakes. Yeah. Now, why I raise this is because we're moving into a world now where, sorry, I'm just going to scratch my eye right there. We're moving into a world where the the ability for us to get more data and to analyze that data is, it's just growing exponentially. Most investment world at the moment, it's in a race for information and data to apply all the techniques that we've built, the big data techniques, and in particular nowadays, the AI techniques, machine learning, unsupervised learning, and in particular piling over structured and unstructured data sets. And the question is really, well, is that proverb from my mentor, is that true? Is that still true? Is investing more of an art than a science? And if it is, well, what role does AI then play in this world of investments? So let's have a little bit of a think about this role of AI as it pertains to trying to pick winners, trying to make money from buying and selling stocks and bonds and other securities. Because AI can do a lot, And my first real experience with AI was definitely in the investment world. It wouldn't be a surprise to me if much of the AI modeling and technologies have come out of investment firms, hedge funds in particular. Because even 20 years or so ago, when I first entered the industry, there's a lot of data analytics, obviously. But yes, the first real taste I got of AI techniques was at a investment conference held by, I think it might have been Barclays Global, but I'm pretty sure it was BlackRock. And this was, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. Uh, but what they were presenting on was their technique that they are working on and building of textual analytics, text analytics, I should say. So that is machine learning, looking at data in a text form, annual reports, for example, media releases about companies, for example, and trying to figure out whether or not that information was good for the company or bad for the company. Yep. And this is where we can kind of see the difference between AI and human analysts. The human will look at the report and what's said. They would judge a few things. They'll judge, firstly, the integrity of the information. Who said it? Was there any bias there, right? How much weight do I give to the information that's presented? Also, they will use human rationale to determine, the impacts of that information, right? So, is that information going to lead to more cash flows, more revenues, better margins, or worse? What is that information really saying? Whereas the AI, all it's looking for is patterns in the way language is put together. It doesn't know what makes a good investment. It doesn't know what leads to good performance other than the patterns it recognizes in the words, which makes it somewhat difficult. And this is the black box problem, right? It makes it difficult for humans to check the work of the AI because we don't know why it's saying what it's saying. But yes, that was my first interaction with AI. Now, the only problem with investment firms and hedge funds developing these types of AI, these types of machine learning programs, is that it's usually proprietary information, proprietary technology. It's how they make their money. And investors in general, it's whoever has the best insights and the quickest insights is the one that makes the money, yeah? And so sharing that technology with others, it might not necessarily be in the best interest, though. There's been plenty of deals of hedge funds selling, their data analytical techniques, and creating whole new businesses out of that part of their technology sets. But yes, so when we think about this process, AI can do perhaps more than what us humans can do. It can definitely do it quicker. Microseconds rather than weeks or days or weeks. But in particular, it can find hidden patterns, things that we might not necessarily be able to see. Then again, maybe some of the best investors out there, they do recognize some of these patterns that others don't see. Maybe that's how they're making their money, right? But back to the question, what is the role of, I guess, what is the role of art in all of this? And what do we mean by art? I said before, maybe it's intuition, based on experience. Will the machine ever be able to get to a stage where it can gain human intuition, where it can understand things that lie beneath the surface in a very human way? Maybe, maybe not. So there's probably still a role for the human in the investment world in particular, and in any industry. But one more thing to note in regards to the role of humans and AI in the investment world. There's a sense that investing isn't just about picking the winners or avoiding the losers. there's other parts to this process. If you want to make money in particular, you need to have skill sets of bringing people along for the journey. You want other people, you want other investors to join with you. Yeah. The skill sets in getting information, accessing, the kind of detective work of research analysts that humans can exemplify, where maybe the machine probably never get there, because some information only gets divulged through human to human interaction, or perhaps just seeing the world through human eyes. So the machine hasn't won just yet. It might get there one day, but for now, there's definitely still a big role for human artists in the investment world.